UFC 319 is this weekend. The UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis will be defending his belt for a third time against Khamzat Chimaev. This is the most anticipated fight of the year. A lot of people wanted to see John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. We all wanted to see Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. But we are getting DDP versus Khamzat. And this fight is so interesting because we don't know what's going to happen. The early fight favors Khamzat, and the longer the fight goes, it favors DDP. But we don't know what's going to happen. Can Khamzat Chimaev easily take down DDP? Or can DDP outlast Khamzat in the first 2 rounds and outwit Khamzat? Can that happen? Can we see that? We've never seen Khamzat in a 5-round fight where we've seen him go to rounds 4 or 5. We've never seen that. Can Dricus du Plessis knock out Khamzat Chimaev with this weird striking? We could see all these things happen, or we could not. We don't know what's going to happen. But if I had to pick who I think is going to win, I would favor Dricus du Plessis. Yes, Khamzat Chimaev is undefeated, undeniable, and he is something special. But he is only something special in the first round, I believe. I think the first 5 to 7 minutes of the fight, he is winning every second of it. But after 5 minutes or 7 minutes of the fight, he tends to show a dip in his skills. He tends to slow down a lot, where his opponent is easily catching up to him and landing good shots on Khamzat. And that's where I think Dricus du Plessis will win this fight. I think Khamzat Chimaev will beat DDP in the first round. I think he will take him down easily. I think he will ragdoll him. I think he'll get to his back. I think he'll threaten some submissions. He'll land some ground and pound. But I think Dricus is awkward enough. He's big enough, strong enough, and chaotic enough to outlast Khamzat in that first round. And I think when you go to rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, Dricus's overwhelming awkwardness, his striking, his clinch control, his ability to absorb shots and land a shot will just overwhelm Khamzat. I think that is most likely going to happen. I think Khamzat versus DDP will look similar to how Tatiana Suarez versus Zhang Weili will look. I think Khamzat will easily win the first round. But just like Zhang Weili and Tatiana Suarez, in rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, you saw the technical aspect of Zhang Weili outlast and overwhelm Tatiana Suarez, because the only thing that Tatiana had was wrestling. I think you'll see the same thing in this fight. I think Khamzat, yes, he has power. He can strike a little bit, but he's very flat-footed. He doesn't throw anything else. He doesn't have crazy striking. He doesn't throw feints. He doesn't really set anything up. He's just throwing haymakers and planting his feet and just trying to hurt you, right? And although, yes, that can work against some opponents on the feet, I don't think it will work against Dricus du Plessis. Dricus is really good at blitzing in. He has this weird striking combination similar to Robert Whittaker, where he'll throw that Superman jab, right hand, and leg kick, and he'll throw that a lot, and it gets you to back up against the fence, and then he'll clinch up with you. And I think that's what you'll see a lot. Khamzat Chimaev in the first round is undeniable. He'll win the first round. But I think Dricus is deceptively strong. He is weird enough, and he has a knack for winning in bad positions where he'll just outlast Khamzat in that first round. When you go back and watch Dricus versus Robert Whittaker, in that first round, Dricus got caught up under his feet, and Robert Whittaker easily took down DDP in that first round. Just a simple double leg takedown took him down, and Dricus was going for a guillotine, which he held on to way too long. Robert Whittaker went to side control, and then DDP got up. Now, if that's Khamzat's going to stay in side control the entire first round, and you would just hope Dricus doesn't make a mistake in the grappling department where he's given up a submission. But when you go to the second round of Dricus du Plessis versus Robert Whittaker, Dricus was pushing the pace on Robert where Robert couldn't blitz in, and DDP ended up dropping Robert with a stiff jab. And I think that's where we've got to look at this fight and realize that the little things in DDP's skill set is what will win him the fight. The strong jab, the chaotic cardio, the clinch control, the heavy striking, the weird angles on which he is approaching on the feet. He is throwing the switch step jab. He is switching stance, throwing the body kick. He's throwing a 1-2-3, stepping back, then throwing a Superman jab, right hand behind it, and a leg kick. It's the overwhelming, awkward, heavy striking will win him this fight. I truly believe that. Khamzat's path to victory is early takedowns, control, and then ground and pound or a submission. That's his only way to winning. I don't think you're going to be able to catch Dricus in the later rounds. I don't think you're going to be able to knock out Dricus. He has a chin. He went toe-to-toe with Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya, and we saw in the later rounds 3, 4, and 5, he just overwhelms his opponent where they can't really do anything. They can't really look good because he is constantly blitzing forward, throwing the stiff jab, throwing the Superman punch with the kick behind it. And for Dricus du Plessis, all he has to do is survive the initial storm. And I think that is easier to do rather than winning in rounds 3, 4, and 5. I think it's easier for Dricus to survive the first round than it is for Khamzat Chimaev to win rounds 3, 4, and 5 with cardio, with the pace, with the overall striking. I don't see Khamzat overwhelming Dricus on the feet. And I think in rounds 3, 4, and 5, he's just going to be too tired to take down Dricus. Khamzat Chimaev has never been in the 4th or 5th round. He's never been in the championship rounds. So we don't know how he's going to look. And I imagine he's not going to look that great because when we've seen him in just 3-round fights against Kamaru Usman or Gilbert Burns, he slows down a lot in rounds 2 and 3. So imagine 2 more rounds after that. I think Dricus will beat Khamzat. I think Khamzat is a great fighter. His average fight time is 6 minutes. But Dricus du Plessis, I think we're overlooking how much better he is getting each fight. His skill set is getting better each and every fight. His average fight time is 13 minutes. He is finishing former champions like Robert Whittaker, like Israel Adesanya. He is beating good opponents, and he is just outstriking them. He's using the clinch control, and I think that's how Dricus du Plessis beats Khamzat. I think this is going to be a competitive fight. This will be one of the best fights of the year. We're going to see 2 fighters literally go to war with each other, and I think that's what makes this so interesting. And at the end of the day, I could be wrong. Khamzat Chimaev could easily destroy Dricus du Plessis because DDP is so awkward. You don't know what he's going to throw, but that's what also makes him so good. He's so unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. And I think with Khamzat, you can't simulate in sparring or in practice someone like Dricus. But I think for Dricus, you can have someone simulate someone more like Khamzat than Dricus for Khamzat, right? All you need is someone to pressure you with the grappling, try and get top control and just force you on your back. With Dricus, you got to prepare someone who has this weird striking style, this clinch control. And let's not forget how big Dricus is. Apparently, he is 1 inch shorter than Khamzat, but this dude is stout. I mean, he is all muscle. I think Dricus has an easier way of winning this fight than Khamzat, and that is why I'm picking him to win. I think to beat someone like Khamzat Chimaev, you have to have a strong jab, somewhat good takedown defense, and a willingness to fight on the back foot. And I think Dricus du Plessis can do that more and better than Khamzat Chimaev. I think Khamzat Chimaev, if you want to beat Dricus du Plessis, you got to have the 5-round cardio. You got to have the mixed striking. You got to throw a ton of leg kicks. You got to be able to grapple with him and just overwhelm him with your power and your control. And I don't know if Khamzat can do that. Khamzat Chimaev, 14-0. He's undefeated in the UFC. But Dricus he's undeniable. He's beaten good opponents. And with that being said, that is why I'm picking Dricus du Plessis to beat Khamzat, and I think you could possibly see him even knock out Khamzat Chimaev in rounds 4 or 5. It is possible he can do it, but I am picking a decision win because I think Khamzat is just a strong dude. He has a strong chin. I don't know if he'll get knocked out, but we don't know. Anything could happen, and I think the winner of this fight is going to set up the future on what we're going to see. If Khamzat wins, you're going to see just chaotic finishes from here on out. Dricus du Plessis, without a doubt, will be Khamzat Chimaev's hardest opponent he has ever fought because he has the awkward striking, he has the strong clinch control, the 5-round cardio. So if Khamzat Chimaev can beat Dricus du Plessis, he can beat anybody. But I am picking Dricus du Plessis to beat Khamzat Chimaev in a 5-round decision. I think he'll outlast Khamzat. He'll lose the first round, but he'll win rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5. Similar to how Zhang Weili beat Tatiana Suarez. That is my best example of how I think this fight will go. If you enjoy this breakdown, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.